Looks like another Hollywood couple has called it quits. Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin have reportedly broken up after nearly 8 years together. And yep, this time it sounds like it might really be the end. According to insiders, the split came down to two major things: their age gap and the topic of kids. Dakota's 35, Chris is 48, and while that didn't seem like a big deal at first, it became more of an issue over time. Add in the fact that Dakota might want children in the future, and Chris, already a dad of 2, seems to feel like he's done with that chapter. You can see how things might have gotten tricky.
Leave me alone.
One source told the US Sun that Dakota had been holding out hope for this relationship for years. Every time that they broke up, she was apparently heartbroken, like full-on tears, with her team consoling her. That's rough. She really loved Chris, loved his kids, and by all accounts, he loved her too. But it sounds like their timing was never quite right, and things were constantly up and down. They tried to make it work, but some gaps just didn't close.
I think we should break up. I don't think this is working.
Okay.
And honestly, 8 years of back and forth can wear anyone down. The insider shared that they talked through everything, especially the whole kids topic, but it just kept circling back to the same sticking points. Still, they shared a lot of beautiful memories as a family, and moving on after something that long and meaningful, definitely not easy.
How do you be single?
I don't know.
Now here's the twist. Just days after news of the breakup hit the headlines, Chris ended Coldplay's Las Vegas show with a message that raised a few eyebrows. After thanking the crowd, he casually dropped, "Don't forget to see Materialists. We love you." And for those who don't know, that's Dakota's new film, where she stars alongside Chris Evans and Pedro Pascal.
It's a romance movie, but it reflects real life, which is complex and messy.
That caused some confusion. Some fans were like, "Wait, does that mean they're still together?" But others weren't buying it. As one fan put it, you can break up with someone and still be supportive, which, fair point. Just look at Chris and Gwyneth Paltrow. Those two are the blueprint for post-breakup peace.
If you once loved the person enough to have children with them, you have to focus on what you still love about them and what's beautiful about them.
And speaking of materialists, it looks like Dakota's getting along very well with her co-star Pedro Pascal. During her recent visit to The Tonight Show, she told Jimmy Fallon that Pedro keeps borrowing her clothes, like literally.
Come on.
He's wearing that's my sweater.
I heard
He
this
does
now.
that a lot. He takes my clothes.
He does?
Yeah, he's like always underdressed.
But hey, who wouldn't gladly hand over their sweater to Pedro Pascal? Now, sad as it is that Dakota and Chris have called it quits, their love story really had that quiet fairy tale charm to it. So why not take a little stroll down memory lane? It all started in 2017 when the first news about the emerging star couple flooded the media. At that time, a 28-year-old Dakota was a single-minded, aspiring actress at the pinnacle of her career. Yet, the romance went under the low profile, with both Dakota and Chris being unwilling to share details.
Which is like the thing that I hate the most when people are in restaurants or whatever when they try to take a sneaky picture of you like this.
However, at Johnson's birthday party in 2019, the couple preferred to stay close together. One of the insiders later revealed to People details of their tender closeness. She and Chris were very affectionate. They walked around the party hand in hand. They were very cute. Dakota always remained discreet about the dynamics of romantic relationships with Chris. When asked about their affair, she said once, "I'm not going to talk about it, but I am very happy." We totally understand her willingness to cherish the connection with Chris and keep things quiet, especially given his 2014 traumatic divorce. Do you remember that story? Yeah, that's right. Chris was married to an Oscar-winning actress, Gwyneth Paltrow.
My real self couldn't be married, so it was extremely challenging.
Their marriage lasted for more than a decade, but long relationships went downhill as the couple officialized their breakup in 2016. For Chris and Gwyneth, it was a path of profound emotional growth. The separation didn't bring them bitterness or jealousy, even though Gwyneth wasn't ready to get divorced back in the day. Who'd have thought that she would later call Chris her brother? What's more, Gwyneth repeatedly demonstrated her warmth to a new partner of her ex-husband's. In the interview with Harper's Bazaar, she recently revealed that it's been lovely to have Dakota in her life. She said, "I can see how it would seem weird because it's sort of unconventional, but I think, in this case, just having passed through it iteratively, I just adore her." It seems like a fairy tale attitude, right? In an honest interview to On Air with Ryan Seacrest, Chris explained his perspective on the connection with the ex-wife and the continuous evolution of their emotional bonding. He said, "Just because a romantic relationship ends doesn't mean that the other facets of your relationship have to end, or indeed, doesn't mean they can't get better." Mature separation opened up new opportunities for Dakota's significant one, but it came at a price. The breakup took its toll on the emotional well-being of Chris. It was challenging for the musician to heal and build a new perspective on the future. In the documentary A Head Full of Dreams, he shared, "Divorce is terrible. It was very painful. It was really hard. We really genuinely wanted our kids to be as unscathed as possible. Unfortunately, it appeared that the new beginning would never come to Chris." Describing that daunting period of life, he added, "It was a challenging period. It was a journey from ultimate loneliness to ultimate togetherness." After the painful experience of separation, Chris eventually mended his life, and we believe that Dakota played a crucial role in his healing. Evidently, the renowned musician considers Johnson to be one of the most precious personalities in his life. At a concert in London in 2021, he displayed a gesture of pure affection, dedicating to her a song, "My Universe." While on the stage, Chris pointed out to Dakota and addressed the crowd, saying that she's his universe.
"This is about my universe, and she's here."
That was a rare occasion when the singer expressed his passion in public and drew attention to his relationship with the actress. Given Dakota's love of music, we can hardly doubt her happiness about a gesture like this. But we're still wondering, does this symbolic sign mean something more than a spontaneous outburst of emotions? Could it mean something deeper and more profound? Although she is also famous for keeping the details of her love life private, it is known that Dakota had a couple of long-term relationships with musicians in the past. Starting from her high school romance with Noah Gersh to an on-and-off affair with the indie guitarist and singer Matt Hitt, Dakota didn't lose her interest in being with someone who admired music. In one of the interviews, the actress stressed the influence of music on her life. Probably Dakota's fascination with music directs the actress in her love journeys. It's been 5 years since she got together with famous musician Chris Martin. Given this prolonged period, the close emotional connection between Dakota and Chris didn't go unnoticed by her famous parents. In an interview with People, Dakota's mother and an Oscar-winning actress Melanie Griffith said, "I love my daughter's boyfriend. I think that they're an awesome couple. But what about Johnson's father, Don? Did he share a warm attitude towards the renowned partner of her daughter?" Although he was reluctant to dwell upon their connection, Don acknowledged an excellent rapport with Chris. "If she's happy, I will be happy, and he's a lovely guy." While being asked whether his daughter was up for the marriage, he didn't spill the beans. Don answered, "If she decides to get married, I would imagine that there would be grandchildren not too far out for that." And it seems that Dakota and Chris became closer and closer over time. Apart from being more open about their connection, they bought a mansion in Malibu in 2020 and lived there together ever since. Although we could consider Dakota a city girl, she loved the new lifestyle. As an insider described a couple's partnership, they both love the outdoors and often take beach strolls. They also support local restaurants. But sadly, this love story is over. Or is it? What do you think? Will Dakota and Chris find their way back to each other? Or is this the final chapter for good? Let me know in the comments.